Hello everyone, this is Fabio Carvalho and you're watching now a Deezer SmartView course. Today's topic is the object checkbox. We will add the ability to switch the lights of our factory on or off. We'll use checkboxes for that, using new tags to represent the switches, and we'll add colored geometric objects to the interface to represent visually the light status of each floor. So let's start working. Let's open the initial screen. Is the one that we added the dynamic image. If you remember, I created those images on the Google SketchUp just to show you. It's just a representation, a 3D representation of the factory that we'll be working on, and it's where I'm taking all the pictures from and putting on the application. Okay, so let's go back. We already used two images there. One is a night image and the other one is a day image of our factory. And as I said, we want to add the ability to just turn on and turn off some lights from the factory just by clicking a checkbox. Okay, so to make that work, we could set a default image to our dynamic image just to see the factory there, and we can place a few geometric objects over the glasses and we can make the lights on or off. Let's just select I'm gonna put the day image. There you go. So what we want to do is to add a few checkboxes on the top left, and we're gonna give names like top floor of the office, the bottom floor of the office, the entrance, and the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth window from the factory. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just create now the checkbox. I'm gonna put it on the top left. First one, let's just see some of the properties of a checkbox. Okay. So as usual, we have the location, or top left from this point. We have the size of it. We can change from here, or we can resize using those squares. We can also change the z-index. We can set if it's draggable or not. If we just turn false, we cannot drag the object around. And we can configure a tag, of course. So whenever we put a tag on here, if it's true, if it's checked, the tag is going to receive value 1 or true if it's a boolean, and 0 or false if it's integer or a boolean again. We can change the text, so I'm going to put office top floor. We can also change the font. I'm gonna just put a bold on it. We can change the states. Usually it's just 2 states if it's checked or not, but it can be 3 states and it would be an indeterminate state. We can also change the angle. The angle we can also change from here. If you put the mouse over the corner square, we can just move it. We can add a tooltip to the checkbox, and we can make it enable or not, or visible or not. Okay. In both of these cases, you can add a tag also to enable or disable, or to make it visible or not. And you can change the foreground, the background color, and the selection border. Let's keep the default values, and right now we're not creating the tags, just preparing the checkboxes. I'm gonna create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can copy and paste to make it faster. So I have top floor, one bottom floor. We have one for the entrance. This one is factory. First window. Second window. Third window. Fourth window. And finally the last window. Fifth window. I want to make all of them the same width, so let's select all of them, and at last the one that is the reference can resize width. Okay, everyone's the same width now. We can see all the characters. Okay, so let's go to the tags now. We already have a folder for the factory. I'm just going to create a new document, and we're going to create one tag for each of the lights. Okay, so let's do it again. Office top floor. I'm gonna make it as integer, could be a boolean. Office bottom floor. Five, 6, 7, 8. Office entrance. Factory. First window. Second window. Third window. Fourth window. Fifth window. Okay, we'll have the tags here. Let's just save the document. I'm gonna call it lighting. Just save that. Let's close it, and we can associate those tags into the checkboxes now. We can either type the name of the tag, we can select from here. So I'm gonna use here top floor. Bottom floor. Entrance. First window. Second window. Third window. Fourth window. And at last the fifth window. Okay, so far so good. I'm saving it. Now we should be just adding some visual effects. I'm gonna zoom in. Let's put 200, seems good. We can also use the button from the mouse to scroll, just pressing Ctrl and scrolling. And we can also change the zoom. I'm gonna use a rectangle, and I'm gonna put a yellow rectangle. Okay, just fixing the angle a little bit, looks good. Let's choose a yellow. Basically, what we're gonna do is to show this rectangle whenever the checkbox is on, and just hide the rectangles when it's off. Okay, so let's copy and paste. It's really used to move around those objects. We can use Shift to make a bigger jump, or you can use just the arrows from the keyboard to make small moves. Okay. Okay. Looking good. Just a little bit here. Let's do it for the bottom floor now. Let's speed up the video a little bit, since you already know what needs to be done to the remaining glasses. And I really don't want this video to be boring. I was planning to put some music, but I decided just to add it. Okay, these are the last ones. And we're about to finish, and we can go back to the video. So now what we need to do is just to use the same tags that we use on the checkbox to hide those windows, right? So for the top floor of the office, let's just select here. There is a IsVisible property, office, top floor. And I'm gonna do same thing for the other ones. Nice feature is you can select all of them and do it one time only. Okay, let's do the same thing for the bottom floor. And now we do it individually for those. Factory first window. Application is starting now, and we should see the viewer. Okay, let's test. Top floor working, bottom floor working, entrance working, first, third window, second window, fifth and fourth. And that's it. I just wanted to show you how to configure the checkbox, and of course this is just a demo. In the real life you would have to use the same tags that we used on the checkboxes and on the IsVisible property to also communicate to probably a PLC using OPC, or maybe a driver using a specific protocol to get the information and actually turn on and turn off the lights. But since this is just a demo, I'm not creating any communication, and maybe in the future we can do it using a driver. Okay? Thank you very much, and bye bye.